You, sir, amongst your hanging outs, do hear a couple of weird things.
These aren't my real breasts.
Yeah.
I'm actually a woman.
Those real? Is that magic? Cody, you pick up that there is been a bounty, which is unusual, but a bounty has been placed on some bandits to the west, near the mountain range there, called Jade Brotherhood. That any of their bandanas brought back, there is a 5 gold reward for.
What's money anymore?
Yeah, I'm just telling you shit. And Leng, you actually hear that your ears perk up upon hearing that orcs have been threatening farmers on the outskirts of town.
Well, that's just not cool.
And they're causing a lot of ruckus and extorting them for food and money and such. Other goods.
Can I come to the bar too?
Yeah.
Can I hear this?
Yeah, you'd be like hearing this kind of shit.
All right, well, I'm pissed off now. All right. We got bandits, we got people taking advantage of children, or whatever you said.
It's chaos.
Children.
There's only like dogs. There's only demon portals in that capital in the south, but it's a fucking mess up here. Get your brooms.
That's right. All right, well, I walk up to the bar, I slam my coin down, I point at it, and I say...
Give me a drink.
I had something for this. 1 second.
Oh, he's gonna talk in rhyme.
Was it not give me a drink? It sounded about right.
And I say, the cherry blossom falls upon the soil, the sword falls upon the foe. I challenge them in the name of Tyr, god of justice. I will bring you the bandanas.
And a beer.
1 beer, please.
And I look to Landerbert and say, will you come with me?
I look at my imaginary watch that hasn't been invented yet, and I say, we're on a timetable. It would depend on how far west and how far out of the way it is.
Well, barkeep, where is it?
Well, no one's exactly sure where. They just know they operate someplace out of the west.
That sounds like a lot of fucking searching to me. I'm sure there's clues and shit we can find.
Plants and animals. They might
like
know.
40 by 25 miles squared. Yeah, no, you have about 2 days straight to the ocean if you start walking, and almost a day's north to the. It'd be a chore. It'd be a chore.
I am curious about these orcs, though.
I do sense that, clearly he's laid it on pretty thick, but the unnamed dwarf has shown that he does not like chaos and does not like doing, in my mind. And I do say to him that, the greater of two evils needs to be put out first.
All right, I look at my coin and pick it up and say, it wouldn't be proper for me to put this back in my pocket without killing something. But
jeez.
but I have never seen a greater evil as we saw on that mountain, I guess, because I don't remember what it's called. So I put the coin back in my pocket,
Oh, good.
And
You
then
put it away.
and then all right, so I'm imagining Landerbert's right to my left. I look to my right, and what do I see, DM?
There's a happy little dwarf.
Well, I smash this dwarf's head into the table and just start beating the shit out of him.
Can he?
I dig it.
I think we should take him off the dwarf.
So
Mr. Krabs is all
guy's
sweaty again.
This guy's hammered. Okay, so like
I have been drinking all day.
yeah, and like I have been on an 18-hour bender. Now, you pretty much smash this dude on the table, and he just like flops backwards off his chair and hits the ground. Do you proceed to dive on top of him and pound the Christ out of him?
Oh, I look at him and say, every day is judgment. I got this list of witty paladin sayings, and it's fucking hilarious. And then I say, hang 10 for justice. And I jump on top of him and start beating the shit out of his face.
He actually confesses to wrongdoings that he had done. Nothing like crazy, not like he had killed somebody or anything. But he did say that he's
He
sorry.
snuck a cookie out of his mom's jar.
No, he was looking at a woman quite lustfully and maybe peeping Tom in her a couple times.
That son of a bitch.
And he's
Good ones
sorry.
for me.
And he doesn't know how you know all this, but he's so sorry.
All right. Well, feeling remorseful and seeing this kind of seeing myself in the guy who's done a lot of wrong shit but is trying to be a good person, and have him just randomly confessing his sins to me. With my upbringing, I decide
Bear his life.
I cast aid. No, I don't. I cast Cure Wounds on the guy, and then help him up, and say, I owe a debt to somebody that, well, I owe a debt to somebody, and I shouldn't have bashed your brains into the fucking bar table. Now get out of my face, please.
But first, describe that woman that you were talking about.
Wonderful.
He's
What
limping
exactly did you see?
Picture?
He's
draw
limping
it
off
for
and
me.
says, "Yeah, draw it. Draw me like one of your French girls." He limps off and just keeps saying he's sorry. Got him. I didn't know.
So let me break down how that went over for me. First, I was really surprised that he just beat the shit out of someone, and then when the guy started confessing, I get confused, and now I ask him, how the hell did you know that he was peeping on someone?
I believe it's called the Oath of Devotion.
I laugh and then go back to my drink.
Devoted to your mom.
All right. I was unprepared. You guys do anything else next day or off and away again?
Off and away.
On the
off and
lookout
away.
for possible orcs and possible bandits, but
Right.
Keep an eye out for these orcs.
yeah,
Have they
maybe-
been spotted near or on the road at all? Or have they just been kind of in the countryside?
It sounds like they kind of just like show up, fuck on a farmer, and then they leave. They haven't been like out like, and they're not like orcs like you guys have been used to, where it's like fucking yeah, give me more blood. These guys are just like, hey, give me that fucking money, and I'm an orc, and they're like, oh god, please don't do it. Like we'll do those horrible things to you. Like no, it's to you, Leng. These are not orcs. These are This does not seem right to you.
I mean,
These are not
orcs
true
can
orcs.
be
These are not true orcs to you. Makes you
Okay.
sick. I don't know. I don't know if it makes you sick, but it's definitely uncharacteristic of orcish behavior. These dwarves might not know the difference because they don't understand your sophisticated culture. But it would definitely rub you as weird.
I mean, if I threaten someone, I definitely carry through with that threat. But these guys are just pillaging for, not even pillaging, just threatening for money.
Yeah, what kind of crazy orc pillages for money? When they
Doesn't
just
pillage.
pillage for the
Doesn't
sport
pillage.
of it.
Well, yeah. That's the point.
Well, since the party is off, there's not much I can do. So,
Well, you guys are keeping your eyes peeled as you.
yeah. But all
There
I
is
can do-
nothing stopping you from going investigating these orcs. But yourself.
But
Remember
we're
that.
going this way. We're going this way, and
Yeah.
you can do what you need.
I don't think it'd be a good idea to separate in the middle of dwarf country. That'd be like leaving me in Alabama by myself. Or Arkansas, where I was. Hey, me and my friends, we only almost got into a fight once with the racist redneck.
That is so awesomely stereotypical. I love it.
Yeah. I didn't even know we were about to get into it. We were almost in a fight, but my buddy was fishing by himself, and there was like 10 yards away was a white guy. There's more than enough space between them. And this white guy started talking trash to him. And myself and one of my other buddies, he's about as tall as I am. Not as big, but he's pretty tall. We just happened to show up, and we're like, hey, what's up? We were like, hey, did you get any fish over here? And the white guy thought that we were there to help fight, apparently, and stopped talking trash to him. And afterwards, he told us that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we were almost in a fight.
That was good. Love it.
But that's how I would feel like as an orc in dwarf country. Not a good idea.
This is the best summing up of story ever.
Wonderful analogy, Leng. We appreciate
Bunch
you
of
for it.
Canadian rednecks.
You guys make it to Terran Hammer in 2 days' time. Cody,
No
Yes.
encounters?
make a perception check for me. No encounters. It's
Before we go crazy here, as we're walking up to the gates, right? There's nobody
epic.
to usher us to an audience.
There's not.
That's slightly disappointed, I'll say.
Cody, you see a dwarf driving a caravan into the city.
Does that stick out to me? I feel like as the capital, there'd be a lot of shit.
There is, but you see it. I'm just telling you. Never mind. I don't know. I'm not pointing on him. It's not important. I'm just telling him what he sees. So you guys are coming up to.
Motherfucker, I've had my mic muted this whole time. I was wondering why no one would acknowledge what I was saying. Like, you guys
It
are
was all a
assholes.
conspiracy against you.
No,
They actually
we're
did
all-
hear you the whole time.
We're talking to each other, but just ignoring Zach.
I kept. It's okay. What I was trying to say before I realized my mic's fucking muted. Is this the dwarf we helped earlier?
Earlier when?
The one we escorted.
The Chromier guy?
Sure.
No. I doubt it.
Perception check. I don't know. Maybe it is. I haven't decided yet.
Perception check skills. Boom! I think I'm.
You're 14. Don't. Yeah, it's a dwarf, man. It's
Just a dwarf.
yeah.
Is that because I couldn't perceive who he was, or?
It looks like a dwarf to you.
Okay. Oh, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys aren't like super weirded out by this, but it's a nice caravan though.
As we approach the gates, I would like to say to the guards, if they don't stop us, that I had a letter sent ahead, and we are seeking an audience with the king.
They said that. So hold on, I got to paint a little bit of picture here. This is a fucking epic fucking place. You guys, second maybe only to Vastul, but even still, Vastul is just like a really effing big city with layers of walls. Good for it. This is a gigantic, sprawling metropolis with one super effing wall. This is like Helm's Deep on steroids, okay?
So is it like built into the mountain? Like we would have to go into the mountain in order to.
But first, I haven't watched all my Hobbit yet. I've brought shame to myself, but I've not seen them all
Wow,
yet, so.
you haven't seen all the Hobbit. That's
crazy. I've seen the first two chunks, but not the good stuff.
The Lonely Mountain.
I would probably guess yes. It's kind of Ironforge-esque, but not quite as like, look at the big doors and there's nothing else outside. There's like all kinds of shit. There's fucking, you guys are walking through farmlands and shit way before anything. I mean, you can see the son of a bitch in the distance. Huge exterior wall, which, yes, except not so up, just more so in and down. But it does start that way. It does start very Minas Tirith-y. And there are, but like, you guys actually notice what's really weird about the exterior wall is that it's not a built wall. It's literally a chunk of the mountain carved, like around, everything was carved around this and made to look nice. It's one giant fucking block as far as you can tell.
That's impressive. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. And so actually so you guys like pass through like the wall, but to get into the city then is like a gigantic like set that leads into the mountain itself. And once you get inside, this place is just as fucking huge. Like twice over inside the mountain. You can actually see straight through the mountain where you're at when you first walk in to an exit on the other side that leads out the back. And you guys, there are many large tunnels that pass off to the left and right, off of this main chamber. Zach, you feel incredibly at home. Broc, so do you. The rest of you, if you're claustrophobic, not so much, but I'm not sure about your lives.
I grew up in a city.
A little uncomfortable. Still not a big fan of being around by lots of dwarves.
I'm not too terribly excited about going underground, but
I'm ready.
I just don't want to get jumped by a bunch of gang.
Are we entering the mountain area right now?
That if you guys are going to find the guards basically tell you that they don't deal with the king's business. If you have an appointment with him, they kind of give you like crew directions to like his area where someone would know better.
Guess we'll head in that direction.
So then, yes, Broc will be your answer.
Okay, you got weirdly quiet.
Is Broc talking? Broc, talk.
No, he's not talking.
I was gonna, if we were walking in, I was gonna turn to Thorin and say, evil breeds in the guts of the mountain dwarves. But I was gonna say mountain dwarves and dwarven.
It might be.
I don't quite think that's the point.
Yeah.
They
ignore his comment.
Right now.
Didn't catch that, Nate.
Oh, I said your poor little sick eyes. Just show something else. Your stoic beauty, not as stoic and beautiful at this moment.
A single torpid tear.
I don't know about that. All right. So you guys whole party straight to the king? That's the plan?
Yep.
Also,
All right. So
Hope
you
that
guys,
Devin's letter worked.
you guys do make it to this area, and Devin, how do you go ahead and introduce yourself and get your audience?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as we're walking up to it, if this is the area, I'm gonna
They are still
introduce
not
myself and
seemingly
be like,
inspecting you. You are not welcomed for the entourage yet. It still hasn't happened for you.
Okay. Well, I still want to let them know that I sent a letter saying we were seeking audience with the king. Let them know who I am.
Yeah.
It didn't get through the spam folder, I feel.
Yeah.
That we have important business. I did write the purpose of our journey here, so I mean, if they actually read the letter, they would know that we are in search of him.
So they start rifling through books, tons and tons of scribe books, and they're asking you a bunch of questions. When was your expected arrival? They're not even looking. They're looking at you still, but flipping through the pages, something that they know what's going on both ways.
Today.
I think you guys are about a day late. Then they begin flipping through, and the nature of your visit, financial, territorial. They keep listing off things.
I'm gonna seem really confused by this, unless they say something that would be what.
They do not. They give a whole bunch of normal people things.
I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat what I said initially. So we seek, what? After standing there confused for a little bit, we seek an audience with the king. We're here about the bow for dreams.
I cut in from here.
It was in my. Did you not read the letter?
I cut in.
I sent a letter.
Right, this is clearly going nowhere. I slap my hand on the desk pretty heavily, and I say, "We have important information. Disaster has befallen the world, and we need an audience."
They eyeball you, Cody. They look back to you, and then they start rifling through the book some more. And then they come to a blank page with just one little something written on there, and they're like, "Oh yes, the king will be meeting with you at the equivalent of in a couple hours, pending your check-in. They'll let him know that you have arrived. Please feel free to they guide you guys to some free accommodations within this kind of chamber of everything.
Waiting room with old magazines in it.
No, it's kind of like a private inn kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they say that so and so here will lead you, and lightly armored individual kind of comes out and bows to you and says, "Follow me this way, please," and begins walking. It's a human actually who escorting you, and leads you guys down the hallway, and you guys are kind of brought into again. I probably best compare it to a nice high-end bar that nobody goes to because it looks too high-end, but the prices are actually pretty reasonable. But nobody knows because they just don't go.
Okay.
Can I ask this guy what he's doing in the service of the dwarves underneath in their capital? I mean, is there a lot of humans here? I don't imagine there would be. Maybe not.
Well,
I don't know.
So a lot of humans, I mean, by comparison to other cities, I mean, maybe not, but there's, especially in these capitals, it's very mixed. Wait, is it predominantly dwarves? Yes. Especially given the nature of the setup of the city. But there is still a lot of all the races. Orcs be a little bit of a weird sighting, but nobody's like freaked out by it necessarily.
That's good. Orcs are people too.
Well, I don't
Too.
I don't know if they would go that far, Leng, but they tolerate your presence.
Orc lives matter.
So, you guys do anything in particular while chilling, or just chill until?
I will
Just
strum
chill.
on my lyre. My little dwarven friend here who sings a lot has put me in a weirdly musical mood, so I'm gonna strum on my little harpish thingy.
Luke? I assume there's... Sorry, go.
I like how dark you are. I know. I just love it, though. I just love it. So time passes. There's like you guys have like your own little personal butler who's taking good care of you, and the from kind of a side room kind of a thing, a dwarf walks in wearing brown robes. And Broc and Zach, could you make a perception check for me?
Go back to that percent. Wow. How did I mess that up? Just as badly as before. No, worse. No. Might because I keep doing some drinking. It's been a while since I've had good dwarven wine. Yeah, where'd my mask control go? Better?
Alright, so you guys don't recognize this guy. Recognize his insignias and such, and this gentleman is a fucking baller. He is definitely a high-ranking member within the not nobility actually, but he's in service to the king. And when he introduces himself, you do recognize the name, and he says that his name is Savron Stormwall. He is the court wizard of the king, and he will be escorting you to see the king now. Quick little, probably everybody, maybe not Devin and Nate would know this, but this guy is like an effing war hero. There are stories galore about this dude. He has seen some shit. It is said that he literally sank a city into the sand. He killed everyone in the fucking city. During the trade wars, he actually he summoned the desert and destroyed a fucking city. Also said to have kind of fucked him up a bit, but whatever. That's these things happen. 'Tis war. But he is kind of like usher down the hallway. You guys go.
Can I ask this guy if he knows about what's the orb we're looking for again? Because it was in the city, right? I feel like if he was a wizard, he might know about it.
You're not.
I know, but we're also looking for a bunch of other things. So.
Yeah, it's not in this city. You mentioned
he might.
You
might know
mentioned
about
the Dark Heart though.
Yeah.
He turns back to you and he says, "You fellows have a long list of strange curiosities." Yes, I know of the item. And he says it kind of drudgingly, like Like, well, no, like he knows, and regrettably he knows, kind of a thing.
Okay. Well, I let him know that we're on a quest to save the world, and if you're going to be in the audience with the king, you'll hear all about it soon enough.
He nods and he says, "I will be there." And in case you do any other interacting while you're walking, you got like 5 or 10 minute walk here through these back corridors. Sounds cool. All right. You guys are then come to like your hallway turns into a really big, very, very large domed hall, and at the end of it is another set of wide double doors and this whole hallway is lined with guards. Guards you would not fuck with. Kind of guards. And at the end there is one last guard who's standing in front of the double doors, and he nods to the Archmage and says, "These are the ones the king wished to meet with." The guy unlocks and opens the door.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that I'm pleased that this meeting with somebody who's important is actually going way better than the last time when I didn't work out so well and I had to try and sneak into the room. I'm actually going to be like a lot, I don't know, more formal this time around.
What is that slamming?
His mic is like an actual microphone like yours now, Broc, so it picks up a lot of shit.
It's not doing a very good job of filtering sounds, though.
All right. As we enter the room, I'm going to take out my coin and not flip it, just hold it in my hand and say, "Under the mountain dark and tall, we have come unto his hall. His foe is dead, the worm of dread, and ever so his foes shall fall."
And on that note, thanks for having us.
Hold on a sec. At the time, that'd be nobility. All right. Any other formal greetings from y'alls?
I do a deep bow. That's about it.
Okay. So sitting upon this throne, like several reducing dais going up to this throne. Again, the whole thing seems to be one giant solid effing piece of stone. This whole thing here seems to just have all been carved out from the mountain itself, and atop it sits King Maven Maithful, and he is Zach. I don't know if this would be a BFD for you. You've never met the king, but this guy, this is the guy who literally led the troops during your war. Again,
it'd be a big fucking deal.
Yeah. But you would also know that he's kind of a psycho. He's known as Maven the Merciless, and he's upon seeing you, he kind of like eyes back and forth, and he gets up and he starts like pacing back and forth across his front, and he says, which of you is the brave druid who has written me?"
I step forward, bow, and say my name is Koya, and I was the one who wrote your letter.
He
sent you the letter, I guess.
He leans forward, peering at you uncomfortably. Did you tell him that you have the other half of the bow already?
I didn't say it outright, but I basically said in the letter we're seeking the other. In the letter it said we were seeking the other half of the bow of horde dreams. So you could, I don't know.
No,
maybe he's a smart guy. He might assume we have it.
Does you most bold for you to come to my mountain and ask for entrance to our sacred treasures?
Just the one treasure.
We only need one.
Yeah. Just keeps it kind of like combination of like squinting at you with the big eyes and squinting eyes. Interesting. Who are these others? Again, eyes just darting between all of you guys.
I'm gonna point out Lambert first and say this is our leader of the party here. We have gathered under his sigil and are out to save the world.
I think it was just promoted.
Pipe in.
Well, that's just how my person views you.
Yeah.
I'm
He's also the ones the animals of the forest have recognized more than anything else. Because he's odd to them, so they're the ones that stuck out and told me.
Giants are more nature bound too, so that might help.
I'm gonna pipe in. I am Thorin, my liege. I actually served under you in the war.
You have your mic muted.
Bullshit.
Not you.
I heard it.
Oh.
Me?
Yeah, he said Bing.
Going now?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. He just says interesting.
I remove a piece of cloth from my armor that shows my rank and status in the the Dwarven army, and then I say, I am Broc here, the magnificent, small in stature, large in power, narrow of purpose, and wide of vision.
He nods again, very pleased.
Then I chime in. We are seeking the bow of our dreams is the only thing to stop find Dareth. Along with I'm the god.
Bane,
that's one. Bane and another of his henchmen. Bane walks the earth. Yeah.
He quits being like so shifty. He looks over at his court wizard. Wins. Yeah, I know everything's kind of freaking out right now.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing that for, Devin? Oh, you gotta change science. Never mind. We talked about this already. So he squints at the court wizard. He comes back to you guys and then says, Tell me all that you know. I presume you guys give him the full...
Yeah, we'll give him the full
details.
Monty. Yeah.
Going all the way back through Zareth info, or just like Bane's around Behold?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Scepter Falls and all that.
Beckons one of his guards closer, and he starts like talking to him in whispers. And then the guy says something back to him, and he grabs the guy and says, "Fight him now!" and then pushes him down the stairs, and he goes, Interesting. I have
Really psycho.
This brings together so much missing pieces of puzzles, yes. We have much to do. I will give you the bow on one condition. I need your assistance. What you say is true, and I suspect it is. We have had much.
Do you want to repeat that part?
God,
I just heard a fart sound.
I know, and I can't get the fucking other mic to kick on either. I've tried. Lord, I've tried. Oh, maybe I could actually. Hold on a minute.
Okay, because I want to know what he wants our ass with. Very confused.
How does one change a microphone setting on TeamSpeak?
On TeamSpeak?
There'll be an output. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can. Yeah. How you guys see options?
Yeah, go to capture device.
You can go capture device under your capture.
I'm seeing connect. Where the hell are you guys getting all this shit? I'm seeing like self permission.
Yeah, hit settings from there, and then you can go options or Alt P.
There we go. Alt P is good. Like that. Capture.
Capture, and then the second thing down is capture device.
You guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. This should be better then.
Doesn't sound like it changed at all. No. We can't hear you anymore. No, I still kind of get his video, and he's kind of slightly talking.
Yeah. Same with me.
His is the only camera I can see.
I could see Cody's and Nate's for a little while, but now I can't see any of them.
No?
Now I hear you.
That's still not using the fucking. This is just in the whatever. Fuck it.
Whatever. Quick. We need to figure out what the king needs our ass for.
So he basically says that he's going to give you the bow, but you need to help him with Operation Avalanche Shell. Zach, which you would actually know to be the complete withdrawal of everything. Like the drawing in of all forces, and he is basically he needs you guys to go north to the city of Sandbreeze, meet with one of his individual there named Stonewall, I think it is, and from there you need to rally the troops and all the people, and march them to Lauren, and do the same there, and march them all back into the city. We're closing the gates. We will only open them for you. He turns to this court wizard. You will head to Sandan, and then to Cyanus, and do the same. And then the guy who he pushed down the stairs comes running in with another man. And he points to him and says, "You're heading to Infernus. Lead all the people down to Avis immediately." And the guy's like, all of the people? And he grabs his says, "It's Operation! We must withdraw everyone now. Dangers are on all fronts." And the two guys run off. Court wizard says that he will teleport himself there as soon as this conversation is over, and he gives you guys the directions and whatnot, and then he points to the court wizard again. And he says, "And you will deal with the island after. First, we must ensure our defenses, and then I shall give you the bow that you may have a chance. If Zareth walks again, all of my people."
Upon mention of the island, I'd like to talk to the wizard again, and mention to him about the orb. I think it's an orb.
Yeah, it is an orb.
And that if he should happen to come across it, it's an item we need on our journey.
The wizard kind of turns Kind of like looks down towards the floor, and the king laughs and he says, "Find anything on the island." He says, "You will find nothing when the island is at the bottom of the sea with all of those filthy Calferis bastards."
I mentioned that we need the orb in order to stop Bane. Otherwise, we can do nothing.
He looks at you and he goes, "Well, then upon your return, you may go with him to the island, but the damn thing will sit upon the bottom of the ocean, so help me God."
Very well.
So, yeah, I think that's a decent enough place to wrap it up. We'll adventure into the northern desert next time, and I'll get the hard encounters rolled together and whatnot. And fight some monsters and shit.
I gotta get going.
Yeah, I'm fucking
That time.
starving.
Goodbye, everyone.
Peace, bro.